I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore is a new, awkwardly titled indie dark comedy film that premiered the other night on Netflix. And it's a decent film. I had a good time watching it, and I definitely recommend it if you have Netflix.
Did you call the authorities?
Yeah.
The world is bigger than your silverware. Grow up.
Everyone is an asshole. Taking my fucking.
So it was written and directed by Macon Blair, and it stars Melanie Linsky as Ruth and Elijah Wood as Tony. And it's basically this girl is a nurse, and she has a really shitty day, and she goes home to find that she's been burgled. She's had her computer and her grandmother's silver stolen. And, she goes to the police and they can't do anything. And, she can't, she decides to take the law into her own hands. This movie reminded me a little bit of Super, with James Gunn, realistic superhero film. But they're kind of taking the law in their own hands as vigilantes. And it gets really violent in parts. And because this movie, it's a little slow at times, but it's kind of like an investigation, going from place to place, trying to find where her stuff is and who sold it, who stole it. And it's when she actually gets to the very end, when you get to the climax of the film, and a lot of bodies start become flying around, and and those scenes are pretty cool. But some of the humor is a little odd. It's a little dry. And really, the girl, her bad day, compared to a lot of other people's bad days, isn't that bad. It's kind of like a first world problem sort of thing. Oh, someone spoiled the book you're reading. And that's the idea of that, but that everyone's a jerk, and she hates the world, But, it's cool. Elijah Wood plays this really goofy guy that is into, martial arts and backyard martial arts. But he has, a mace and nunchucks and just throwing stars. And, there's some funny moments with all that. However, I did have some issues with things that didn't really make any sense and didn't work at all with what happened previously in the film. But to really talk about them are spoilers, so... I give this film an 8 out of 10, 7.75 out of 10. And, it's good for a film on Netflix, And, if you have Netflix and looking for a movie to watch, it's a good watch. It's a good film. So as for my problems with the film, it's kind of the basic premise of that, her taking law into her own hands. Someone, violated her home and, broke her dishes and stole her computer. But what she then goes on a mission to, she ends up in the... you may say some of the deaths would have happened anyway, but a lot of people were killed and a lot of people were beat up. And, she broke probably more laws than what they did breaking into her house. But as for some very specific things, way she found her computer is she has an app for that on their phone. She must have an iPhone and a MacBook. And when they turn it on, she goes to the house and gets it. And they bought it from a flea market. And every computer now, when you do it automatically, you have to make a password or whatever to sign in. So this guy, the people that bought the laptop, how would they be able to be using it? Because they didn't wipe it, because the app still worked. If they would have wiped it, then they could have signed in, but then they couldn't have, if they wiped it and they could log in, then they wouldn't have been able to use the app to find the laptop. What the climax happens at the douchebag's dad's house. There's a lot of stuff there that doesn't really make too much sense. They don't really say what this guy is, he's a lawyer, but he has this bodyguard and this gigantic mansion. But then he doesn't have any money, and they talk about he did have money, but now he doesn't have any. And they don't really explain any of that. But the biggest thing is that earlier when they came in, like the bodyguard came up like, you're going all through that house, clear, 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 clear. Like he had a gun. But in later scene, when the people come with the guns to try to rob him, he no longer has a gun. What happened to his gun? And they don't show him taking it out. They don't show him doing anything with it. It's like when he goes to pick up her dropped the gun that the girl dropped that's empty, because she's a hostage while she's kind of being a robber. But like why wouldn't he have his own gun? And then there's the idiotic scene where she puts Elijah Wood in a rowboat and rows across the lake for no real reason. Like, why is she doing this? Why not just try to get to the car or something instead? Because like this guy, he's dying, and like you're wasting time rowing a boat. But the scene that happens after that is kind of cool. But at the same time, instead of having the douchebag that was friends with the son and the person that actually stole the stuff from her house, I think I would have preferred the climax to be with the douchebag's son instead. But I mean, it was kind of funny and unexpected when he got hit by the bus. So that's it for my spoiler talk about it. But, you know, it's a decent film. You know, you check it out. And you can check out my other reviews around my head. Thanks for watching.